Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into digital minimalism. It's a game plan for anyone out there who feels like their digital life is kind of taken over their real life. We're going to break down why we feel so glued to our devices, and more importantly, lay out a super simple path to get your focus and your freedom back. Let's get right into it.
So let me ask you this. Does this sound familiar? You pick up your phone, right? Just to check one little thing, and then boom, an hour is gone. You're still scrolling, you feel kind of scattered, maybe a little stressed out, and you're just wondering, where did that time even go? If you're nodding along right now, trust me, you are not alone. It's a huge modern problem, but the good news is there's a solution.
And just to put this in perspective, check this out. The average person right now spends over 7 hours a day staring at a screen. 7! That's more time than most of us actually sleep. That is a massive chunk of our lives being handed over to our devices. And you better believe it's having a real impact on our brains and our stress. So what's actually happening in our brains? What's that magnetic pole? Well, it's something called the dopamine loop. Our devices are literally, and I mean literally, designed to hook us. Every single buzz, every like, every new notification, it triggers this little hit of dopamine. It feels good for a split second, and that creates this compulsive need to check again and again and again. Now, the main thing to get here is that this isn't some personal failing. It's not a lack of willpower, it's how the system is designed. And just knowing that, well, that's the first step to breaking free.
Okay, so we've established the problem, but what's the fix? This is where we get to the core idea we're exploring today, the minimalist philosophy. It's an approach that basically flips the whole script.
So what is it really? Digital minimalism is all about being intentional. It's the practice of looking at your digital life and carefully choosing which tools you use and how you use them. You make sure they line up with what you actually care about. Things like deep focus or creativity or real, actual connections with people. And let's be crystal clear about this because it's probably the most important part. This is not about quitting tech. It's not about becoming a hermit and chucking your phone into a lake. It's about putting yourself back in the driver's seat. It's making your technology work for you and for your goals instead of the other way around. All right, enough with the theory. Let's get practical. How do you actually do this stuff? The best part is there's a really clear, actionable plan that puts you right back in control. And here it is, a simple 5-step plan to get you started. We're going to walk through it right now. So step 1, it all begins with awareness. You just can't change what you don't see. So go into your phone settings, find that screen time report, look at your top 3 time-draining apps, and just ask yourself a simple question. How does this actually make me feel? Getting that clarity is your foundation. Then step 2, create tech-free zones. This is so simple, but it's incredibly powerful. Just make your bedroom or maybe the dinner table a completely phone-free space. Give your brain a real chance to unplug. Now for step 3, you curate your apps. And honestly, this quote says it all. It's like cleaning out a cluttered closet. You get rid of the junk you don't use, and suddenly you can actually see what matters. Then step 4 is about scheduling unplugged hours. I mean, actually blocking off time in your calendar for a walk or a hobby or just some quiet time. No screens allowed. And finally, step 5, reflect and celebrate. Seriously, acknowledge the progress you make. This isn't about being perfect. It's about slowly but surely taking back control. Okay, so you've put in the work, you've started on the plan. What happens next? What does this actually feel like on the other side? Well, this is where we get to the payoff. A life with more freedom, more focus, and way more fulfillment. Let's talk real, tangible results. Research shows that when you intentionally cut back on your screen time, you can lower your stress levels by up to 20%. Just think about that for a second. A 1/5 drop in your daily stress just by being more mindful with your phone. That's a huge win. And the benefits just keep coming. By doing something as simple as keeping your phone out of the bedroom, studies show you can boost your sleep quality by a similar amount, around 20%. So you get less stress during the day and better sleep at night. I mean, come on, that's a cycle we can all get behind. Of course, look, it's not always a walk in the park. Some real challenges can pop up. What about that dreaded FOMO, the fear of missing out? The trick is to consciously shift your energy towards your real-world connections. And what about work? What if your job demands that you're always on? The key there is setting clear, firm boundaries. Things like having email-only hours or using do not disturb mode to protect your time. These small boundaries make a world of difference.
So at the end of the day, it all comes down to this. Digital minimalism, it's not a one-and-done detox. It's a way of living with technology. The person you want to be, that more focused, less stressed, more present version of you, isn't built overnight. That future self is built quietly, one small intentional choice at a time, every single day. So this explainer is going to leave you with just one question. What choice will you make today?